Again, thank you everybody for completing that poll and welcome. My name is Leslie Gabe-Swanson. I am the Director of Program and Systems Quality at the National Summer Learning Association. Thank you for joining us today for the first in a series of webinars we will be hosting leading up to our annual conference in Kansas City in November. Our topic today will be summer meals. Before we get started, here's an overview of today's webinar. For those of you who are new, I'll share a little bit about the work that we do here at NSLA and the Summer Changes Everything annual conference. I'm joined today by Derrick Lambert of the No Kid Hungry campaign. He's going to tell us about why summer meals are so important to kids and share ways you can help expand access to summer meals. Then we'll have time to take some questions from our audience before wrapping up with some conference updates and announcements. Just some quick webinar guidelines. Your phone line is muted, so if you have a question for me or for Derrick, please use the Q&A box at the top of your screen. This webinar is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be available on the NSLA's conference website. The National Summer Learning Association is the only national nonprofit exclusively focused on closing the achievement gap through high-quality summer learning for all youth and children. Our work centers on three strategic priorities: recognizing and disseminating what works in summer learning, offering expertise and support for programs and communities to strengthen and expand summer learning opportunities, and convening leaders and advocating for summer learning as a solution for equity and excellence in education. Our vision is that all children and youth will have access to high-quality summer learning experiences to help them succeed in college, career, and life. Core to our work is the recognition that high-quality summer learning works. High-quality summer learning programs have been shown to improve reading and math skills, school attachment, motivation, and relationships with adults and peers. One of the ways that we help recognize and disseminate best practices in summer learning and convene leaders in the field is through our annual national conference. This year we will be in Kansas City, Missouri, November 12th to the 14th. This year's keynote speaker is Hill Harper, an award-winning actor, author, and founder of the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping underserved youth to succeed through education, mentorship, and grant programs. You won't want to miss out this great lineup of workshops and speakers. I'm happy to be joined today by Derrick Lambert, Senior Manager at the Center for Best Practice at the No Kid Hungry campaign. Derrick leads the summer meals strategy within the center. Prior to joining No Kid Hungry in 2016, Derrick worked as a program manager with Hungry Free Vermont, where he worked with state agency staff, school districts, and statewide partners to initiate and expand implementation of a range of federal child nutrition programs with a special focus on summer meals. Derrick has a master's degree from the University of Kent in England and a Bachelor of Arts from Union University. Derrick is also a former educator, having spent 4 years in France teaching the public secondary and post-secondary institutions. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to you, Derrick.
Thanks so much, Leslie. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to your audience today. We really know and greatly value the work of the National Summer Learning Association and all of the folks out there in the different states and within communities that are leading activity programming in communities when school is out of session. So as Leslie mentioned, my name is Derrick Lambert. I work with the No Kid Hungry Center for Best Practices, which is a national campaign working to end childhood hunger by connecting kids to the healthy food they need every day. We focus on summer meals, school breakfast, and after-school meals. And today we'll be exclusively focused on summer nutrition programming. The Center for Best Practices provides tools and resources needed to help elected officials and their staff, educators, and community leaders to achieve success in fighting childhood hunger. We provide tools and resources, case studies, reports, webinars, and trainings, and share expertise and technical assistance to organizations and agencies working to end hunger within their state or community. And today we're going to look at the basics of summer meals, a little bit about how the program works, the need for this program when school is out of session, we're going to talk about the special fit between summer meals and activities and how they really support one another in a really unique way, in ways that your team, those of you that are listening today, can expand access to summer meals. And then we'll have a wrap up and discuss some next steps. So just a little bit about summer meals. The Summer Food Service Program is a federally funded program of the USDA that provides children 18 and under access to nutritious meals free of charge when school's out of session. Schools also have the special option of serving summer meals in a very similar manner through the National School Lunch Program's Seamless Summer Option. The congregate meal requirement is a key feature of the program. It means that all meals must be consumed on site in a supervised setting. Eligibility is determined based on school or census tract data that indicates that half or more of children in the community reside in a low-income household, which is designated as up to 185% of the federal poverty rate. This program provides federal reimbursement for up to 2 meals a day, including breakfast, lunch, snack, and supper. It can be any combination of those 2 meals except for lunch and supper. I would just like to note that the reimbursement is available for meals that are served to kids in full compliance with the regulations, not those that are simply prepared. So really the reimbursement is tied to service to children rather than the simple preparation of the meals. It is a federally funded, state regulated, and locally administered program. USDA provides funding. Designated state agencies administer the program at the state level, and local sponsors implement the program at 1 or more meal sites. And meals may either be prepared and delivered to sites by a program sponsor or provided by a vendor under contract with a sponsor. So that's a little bit about the program. And thinking about the need for the program, we know there is a huge gap between the number of children that have access to school meals when school is in session and those who receive or maintain access to the same level of support in those nutritious meals when school is out of session. Nationwide, summer meals are only meeting about 12% of the need faced by kids during the summer months. While at the same time, there's no other source of income or resources that readily fill the gap or support families during this time. Without additional income, as we'll see in a minute, tight family budgets can be stretched even thinner. And research shows that rates of both hunger and unhealthy weight gain increase during this vulnerable time of year. And just to highlight the need for summer meals and activities, we know that there are impacts on health, learning, and family. So as you can look at the slides here, I'll just talk through some of these impacts. In terms of health, without access to nutritious summer meals, children from low-income families are more likely to suffer from food insecurity and may gain weight as they resort to less healthy but easily accessible food options. Improving nutrition and food security can help children maintain a healthy body mass index during the summer. And also, it's important to note that when a child gains weight, that is unhealthy weight gain, he or she may become more susceptible to chronic diseases, which can result in frequent hospitalization. There's also an impact on learning. Proper nutrition supports continued brain development and the cognitive functioning necessary to maintain academic achievements made during the school year. Summer nutrition programs provide foods that contain essential nutrients and may help mitigate summer learning loss. Consumption of nutritious food not only supports better cognitive functioning in the summer, it also positions children from low-income families to learn and perform well once they return to the classroom. And what's more, and something that I know that's going to be very relevant to this audience, many of these programs are co-located with activities that provide opportunities for learning and socialization that support school readiness in the fall. And finally, there's an impact on family. The struggle to replace school meals creates economic hardship for already struggling families. This can lead to painful trade-offs that have negative impacts on all family members. And we can see the difficult trade-offs families sometimes have to make between purchasing food, paying for medical care, or even utilities or housing. Often thought of as a time to take a break from school, summer can mean a break from food, as these programs are not as easily accessible while children are not attending school. And I'd just like to point out that to learn more, a lot of these numbers and figures are tied to the Deloitte Summer Nutrition Program Social Impact Analysis. It's linked on this slide and is also available on our website. That in 2013, Share Our Strength had a survey of low-income families, parents of low-income families, and what we heard from families is that summertime is a real strain on family budgets. 80% of kids are at home in the summertime. In families, 62% of families reported spending $300 or more of additional family resources to cover groceries when school is out of session. And while there may be a range of challenges in reaching children with summer meals, we know that one of the most obvious and solvable challenges that we face is a simple lack of awareness about the program. Of the parents that we spoke with, about 17% had participated in the program. Their children had participated, which is in line with national participation rates. Only 40% of the families that we spoke with were even aware of the summer nutrition program. But when informed about the availability of this program, almost 70% said that they would be interested to participate. So we know that while summertime can be a strain on family budgets, there's a real opportunity in raising awareness about the program in addition to increasing access. In terms of programming matters for summer meals, we know that it's really important to connect activities to these meal programs, and that when there's programming connected, parents view activities as a draw for children. 4 in 10 parents that we surveyed considered programming a must to attend meal sites, and that these are, the presence of organized activities alongside meal sites can enhance the trust that families may have in these programs. Schools, we were told, were a preferred venue for summer meals programs, but beyond schools, parents trust or feel confident sending their children to summer meal programs hosted at churches, summer camps, parks and rec centers, libraries, youth centers, and city pools. And that, of course, safety is a key concern for all parents when evaluating programs and their children's potential participation. And so programs that provide organized activities and oversight in a safe environment for children to play are very persuasive in encouraging attendance at summer nutrition programs. Parents, when made confident that these sites are safe, supervised, and structured environments, they are much more likely to encourage their children to participate in these summer nutrition programs. On the next slide, summer meals matter for programming. The perceptions, incorporating summer meals at activities can also work by providing incentives in the other direction. They can provide an added participation incentive at locations where activities are already in place, help boost program participation and retention rates, contribute to overall school readiness, in addition to other notes that are highlighted here on the slide. The benefits of summer programs are many, but the perceived benefits among focus group participants that we spoke to were that it allows their kids to have fun, provide recreational activities in addition to healthy meals, as well as tutoring and other educational programs. Again, this reinforces the notion that this is a safe place for children, and the fact that meals are provided at no cost can provide a real incentive for children, families with children to participate in these programs. In addition, many also indicated that they were happy for their children to participate at locations where there may be physical activities taking place at the site. So I hope you can understand that activities can provide an incentive for families to encourage their children to participate in summer nutrition programs, and by hosting nutrition programs at activity sites, that can help boost participation and retention rates throughout the summertime. So on the next slide, if you're thinking about ways that your team might expand access to summer meals and considering participation in this important program, I want to share 3 basic options. The first option is to serve as a program sponsor. This is a great option for organizations with administrative capacity and experience operating federal programs. A sponsor is the fiscal agent for the program, the Federal Nutrition Program, who enters into an agreement with the administering state agency. Meals served are reimbursed through program administration, and a sponsor may manage multiple sites. So if you have a program that is providing activities at more than one location, serving as a sponsor, you can extend access to all those sites. You can also serve other unaffiliated sites that may be active in the community. To get started with this choice, you would simply contact your administering state agency to establish program eligibility and think more and learn more about how to apply to participate in the program. The link here takes you to a resource from USDA that outlines which state agency administers the federal child nutrition, summer nutrition programs in each state. So option 1 is to serve as a program sponsor. This would be the most robust manner in which you could get involved in the program. The second option is to serve meals as a program site. This is a great option for organizations that serve children directly who would benefit from meals, but organizations that may be new to federal child nutrition programs or have limited administrative capacity. A site is the physical location where meals are served. staff at the site coordinate with an established program sponsor who is accountable for the entire program with regard to the state agency. A site is responsible for on-site meal service and supervision, make sure that daily claim forms are completed, and significantly is not the fiscal agent for the program. Again, I would reinforce that the sponsor is the fiscal agent for the program and that program sites coordinate with the sponsor to ensure meal service on site. If you are interested to become a site, the way you'd get started would be to identify and make contact with an established program sponsor. Again, I would reinforce that your state agency can help out with this. Establish the eligibility of your site location based on school or census tract data. And again, in the spirit of today's webinar, an established best practice is to be deliberate about pairing meals with activities at your site. And the third option, that's really an option for everyone, anyone can help us raise awareness about summer meals. As we heard, one of the biggest challenges to families and children participating in the program is simple awareness of the program. You can help us spread the word. When we spoke with families about how they want to receive information about summer meals, they want to receive about information in their local community, and they want program sponsors to get the word out in every way possible. If they had to choose, parents would prioritize getting information through their children's schools, in the mail in the form of a letter or postcard, on local radio stations, and in the news. Parents look to schools as trusted messengers about summer meals programs as well as hosts for sites, and they look to educators as trusted sources of information to get the word out about the program. Faith leaders, families and participants who already take part in the program, and healthcare providers are additional trusted messengers for information about these programs. Parents also said they would trust coaches, leaders of youth programs, local elected officials, and local news anchors or weathermen for more information. Outreach materials, in terms of what parents are looking for or would prefer, parents respond favorably really to all marketing materials that were tested, and low attendance would seem to be more a product of a lack of familiarity with the programs than problems with the materials themselves. It's always important to include a call to action with a number to call or text or a website to visit for more information or specific information about when and where summer meals are available. It's helpful to use images of kids with all ages, including teens, a diverse range of ethnicity, healthy foods such as fruits and veggies held up, as well as parents with children, and depicting a range of activities, especially if there are activities that will be available on site. And the great news is, if you're looking on a way to get started to promote summer meals in 2019, No Kid Hungry has created a summer meals outreach toolkit that includes a range of ready-made promotional materials, including customizable flyers, postcards, yard signs, and bookmarks in English and in Spanish to help you get the word out to families. These resources are ready to print and to use to maximize the impact of outreach efforts for a program that you may be operating in 2019 or a program that you know about that you want to help promote. We've used these resources and we've seen others use them to canvas, hang flyers in local businesses and organizations near summer meal sites where families are likely to see them. And you can also print postcards to share with your local library or your local elected official. So there are 3 ways to get involved: to be a program sponsor, to serve as a program site, a location where meals are served, and for everyone to help us raise awareness about this important program. So as we go to the next slide on wrap up and next steps, the first thing to do is right now, reach out to your state agency with the link that we saw earlier to learn more about the program in your state. Locations in your community that may already serve meals that you could help promote, participating organizations in your area with whom you can connect and who might even help you bring the program to your activity this summer. The state agency can also help you determine program eligibility using school or census tract data, or connect you to nonprofit organizations who can provide additional technical assistance. And based on today's preliminary program assessment and information about the status of programming in your area, you'll want to engage your state agency and let them know that you're interested to become a program sponsor or to connect with a local program sponsor to potentially be added as a site. And then, as we move into spring 2019, as your meal program develops, as you determine whether or not you're going to be a meal program sponsor or a meal site, you're going to want to make sure that this program is fully incorporated into your program design. Specifically, you want to make sure that meals are served at a time that's convenient for kids that are participating in your activities. You want to make sure that you're promoting the availability of meals alongside the activities that you provide. Again, this helps elevate the incentive for families and children to participate in the program and can boost participation and retention over the course of the summer. And so with that, I'd love, Leslie, to turn it over to the audience and answer any questions that folks might have about this important program.
Great, thank you, Derrick. So as Derrick said, if anybody has any questions for Derrick, you can go ahead and type those in the Q&A box. We have a couple minutes to take some questions. I'll give you a minute to type any questions you might have.
And Leslie, as we're waiting, I just want to encourage folks to visit our website as you head up there, bestpractices.nokidhungry.org. If you'd like more information over the course of the months ahead and to receive additional information on webinars, grant opportunities, partner updates, and tools and resources, the best thing to do is to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, and we'll be happy to add you to that list and provide updates as information and resources become available.
Great. So we have a question. I'd like to speak with a local sponsor in my area to learn more about the program and explore partnership opportunities. So where could she find information about active sponsors that might be in her area?
Yeah, that's a great question, Leslie. Thank you so much. You know, I would say to folks on the line, if you already are familiar with organizations in your area that are serving free meals to children 18 and under, and you know that it's through this program or you suspect that it is, I would say to feel free to reach out directly if you have a relationship there or if you know the organization. Even if that organization only serves as a program site, they should still be able to provide information and connect you to the sponsoring organization who may be able to add you to their program or at least provide some insight on how to proceed. Alternatively, as we saw earlier, another great way to connect with a local sponsor or sponsors, if you don't have that local information or insight, is to go ahead and reach out to your state agency, let them know you're interested in the program, and request to be connected to an operating local sponsor in your area.
Thank you for that, Derrick. I think we have time for one more question, so I'll see if there's more questions in the Q&A box. So our last question, Derrick. Our location does not have access to kitchen facilities. Is it still possible to participate in the summer meals program?
Oh, that's a really good question, and I can imagine a lot of folks had that. And the good news is there's no requirement that a meal site location possess kitchen facilities in order to participate in the program. The reality is that summer meals, they occur in a lot of locations. I'm thinking about public parks, sports camps, public housing facilities, libraries, etc. Meals must be prepared and stored and served in accordance with local and state health guidelines. But many site locations are simply places where children receive and consume meals, not where they are actually prepared. A common approach that we see at community-based sites is for a program sponsor and site staff to coordinate meal pickup or delivery from a centrally located kitchen facility at a school, church, or community center to locations where children are gathered, and meals are safely delivered in coolers or hot boxes. And so long as staff are properly trained and meals are stored and served at a proper temperature, and meal service is occurring in compliance with established meal times in a congregate setting, the program should be in compliance with federal regulations and eligible to receive reimbursement. I will note that for any questions like that, program sponsors should reach out to the administering state agencies with any questions or concerns, and that if folks here end up operating as program sites, they can reach out to their sponsoring organizations for guidance on properly implementing the program. So, you know, a good rule of thumb is if you don't know, ask. And if you're the program sponsor, that person to ask is your state agency. And if you are a program site, then you want to reach out to your sponsoring organization and they can help you with those questions.
Great, thanks, Derrick. That was a lot of really great information. I know our audience will be able to pick up some tips and resources that they'll be able to apply to their programs in their community.
Great, thank you.
So before we wrap up, I want to share a little bit more about our upcoming conference and highlight some of the workshops you'll be able to attend. Engaging families and communities through summer meals and enrichment. This session will highlight summer meals that are an opportunity to bring families and communities together and to create a sense of belonging. During this interactive workshop, you'll learn how to access the USDA Summer Meals Program that Derrick spoke about and participate in fun enrichment activities that you can take home to engage families and children. Scaling Summer 101, building community-wide systems and strategies for summer learning. Communities across the country are demonstrating that cross-sector coordination and collective action are necessary to address summer learning at scale. Building on lessons learned from our community projects and other out-of-school time initiatives, NSLA has developed the community indicators of effective summer learning systems, a framework for building high-quality, community-wide summer learning systems. This session will highlight how communities are building summer systems and will offer participants a chance to begin planning for their own community system. Global education, connecting classrooms across cultures. Presenters in the sessions will lead participants through engaging activities to increase, improve, and expand opportunities to enhance intercultural competence of students in summer programming. Presenters will also highlight activities that foster global competency. It's all about sustainability, leveraging community and funding resources. Sustainability through collaboration is becoming the key ingredient for educational enrichment programs for youth and families. This workshop will explore how sustaining quality programs during the school year and in the summer months requires a collection of community partners and funding resources for programs that provide academic growth for children of all ages. Those are just four of the workshops you'll be able to see at our conference in November. A couple of other conference updates. Our today registration is open. Current rate is $575. But if you're joining us for this webinar right now, you can use the conference code WEBINAR, W-E-B-I-N-A-R, for a $50 discount on your registration. And our pre-conference training institute registration is also open. We'll have a morning session on starts in September, your ultimate program planning guide, and our afternoon session will be on special topics, which will be announced soon. There will be more conference preview webinars to come. You can find a listing available on our website, our conference web page here. And webinar recordings will also be available here after the webinar. Finally, follow us on social media for the latest updates and announcements. Thank you again for joining us. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Our contact information is on the screen, and I hope to see you in Kansas City. Goodbye.